morning. Welcome to Handmade by Julia Quinn. I haven't been with you for a couple of weeks. I've been away camping, and while I was away I got sick, so I've been bedridden for a few days. But today I had this little project sitting on my desk that I wanted to show you. So I just thought I'd jump on quick and share with you this lovely decorative corner box fold card that actually folds flat to post, but it comes up and makes this really fun fold that you can just pop up on your mantelpiece or wherever you want to show off your cards when you're giving cards to people. And now I've just realised that the project that I had prepared on my desk, which has been here for a couple of weeks before I went away, I'm showing you products that are no longer available, but you can adapt the measurements and the ideas for any card that you would like to make. Okay, and also here's another card using exactly the same fold. This one's actually slightly bigger, and it does squeeze into a standard envelope, but it's a slightly bigger card, and it's using the beautiful Abigail Rose Suite, which I've watercoloured and heat embossed with white to create the lovely beautiful roses. Okay, but for the card I'm sharing with you today, I'm using Artfully Layered and the beautifully artistically layered paper that goes with it. So I modified, this is the first box card I made, and I modified the measurements so that I could make 2 out of 1 piece of cardstock. So it is your standard card size, so your normal card size that you cut out of half of a piece of cardstock. Just going to take my jacket off, I'm getting warm here. So you cut it in half along the long side, and then because our card is metric, so that is 21 centimetres across the top, I've divided the box into 5 centimetre intervals, so it's scored at 5, 10, 15, 20, leaving 1 centimetre for my overlapping tag. So when you fold along all the score lines and fold it in half, this one here folds down to create the box. Okay, so that works really, really well with our metric size cards. Now let me start putting this together for you and show you how this works. So I'm going to use tear and tape for my overlapping flap because it's nice and strong and is easy for making box cards and stuff. And the way I'm going to stick it, I'm not actually going to try and put it together in a square in the air. I'm going to do it as flat as much as possible because, one, it's much easier, and also that enables me to make sure that it will fold flat with no skew-if arrangements. Okay, so there's your basic box, and the rest of the card is really about measuring your rectangle here and taking a small piece off for all the layering pieces. So these ones are 4.5 centimetres wide, that's 5. This is 4.5 centimetres wide by the length. Okay, and then I've chosen a whole bunch of the pretty papers that coordinate with this stamp set, Artfully Layered. I'll stick them onto the black cardstock layers to start off with. I've got one blank piece because you always need a piece to write your greeting to the recipient of your card. Okay, and then that one there. This nice little border on the inside. So once again, these pieces of designer series paper. Now you could do this with any designer series paper, coordinating stamp set and designer series paper. These pieces here are 4 centimetres wide by the length there. Okay, so that one I won't stick on yet because I want to stamp that one, and I'll do that now. Do all my stamping. Just pop this out of the way over here. Sorry, grabbing my stamping mat here. So I'm going to stamp my greeting And also this is the writing panel here on the back of my card. So I'm going to use these lovely leaves and my greeting stamped in Old Olive, which is an old favourite ink pad from the very beginning. When I first started, Old Olive was available. So it's a good old favourite colour that just works with so many. Okay, so there's my sending all the hugs. What a great greeting that is. And then my leaves, I'll stamp some up the top. Oops. And some down the bottom, giving plenty of room to write my greeting. And then with the pale papaya, and these colours were selected because of the papers that I'm using. The great thing about our designer series paper, when you look at the packaging, it has written on the back of it the coordinating colours. So it's easy for you to just work out what goes, what works, and which ones you love the best. Okay, so I've just stamped randomly over that using this lovely text piece just to give it a bit of extra colour. Okay, so that's my basic stamping done. Let's clean that off there. All right, now we're up to the assembly, the fun part. So pop this over here so you can see that. I'll pop my stamped panel onto my black piece. All right, now I'm ready to put my card together. Now before I put these pieces on, I have cut out 2 little circles, so it doesn't really matter what size you use for these. These create this gorgeous little pop-up mechanism here. So you don't actually need to use circles. You can just use little squares of paper. Circles just make it quick and easy, that's all. And I'm folding them both in half. Okay. And then I'm going to put a little bit of seal on both sides of those. Okay, and choose to pop them one there on either side of the score line. Hopefully you can see that. Oops. And that one just on either side of the score line. No one's going to see them. They're just sort of roughly even. Now over the top of them I'm going to pop my pieces of designer paper. So one there, making sure I know which way I want to be up. So I've put this towards the top of my card. There we are. Pop this one over here. All right, and then on the other side, pop my last 2 pieces. Which way? Up. That one. Just centering them in between the score lines and the edge of my writing panel. It's hard to tell with that text which way's up, which way's down, which is lucky because if you do it wrong it doesn't really matter. Okay, and then the last thing is I'm going to put a little bit of seal right on those bits of circle there and pop my greeting straight over the top, and then that pops up like that to make a fun greeting. You can put all sorts of things like flower elements and 3D things. I've just used a greeting. This is a very simple card, a teaching card really. I used it to teach this to some new stampers as well as my team. And there you go, there's the decorative corner box fold. And there's one using current products there. Bit hard for you to see there. There you go, and folds flat to go in an envelope. I hope you enjoyed that and I hope you give it a go. And watch out, I'll make one with some new products coming up soon in our new mini catalogue. Bye bye now.